listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, 52 degrees going up to a high of 65. So it's going to be pretty, y'all. It's going to rain, though. We got a chance of some rain today, like 43% chance of rain, but that's okay. It's only 43%, which is not bad, at all, because it could be all day. And it's going to be like kind of broken down sporadically throughout the day, like 15%. And then it increases about 6 o'clock to about 43%. So it's a good day. It's going to be a good day to hang out. So if you got to go out this morning, go head out now because it won't start really raining hard until later on this evening around 6 or 7 o'clock. So go out there, get your chores done and all that good stuff. Let me tell y'all something. I went to the Hawks game last night. That was a good game. They played Portland, and it was anybody's game. It was anybody's game because at one point the Hawks had the lead. At halftime, I think they were down by 15 points. Man, they came out and they turned the heat up, but it was a battle. It was like, and what happened was, in the second half, Portland made a lot of errors. Like they had a lot of turnovers, they had a lot of fouls. It was crazy. That was a good game. And so, I think that's the third or fourth time my husband and I have been to a Hawks game, and that was by far one of the best ones. I was like, holy crapola, this is I had a good time. Let me tell you, I had so much fun till I missed my sugar baby call this morning. So Sugar Baby normally calls me every morning around 7:30. I don't even know when 7:30 came. I was knocked out cold. And so I finally called my daughter back. The baby said, Gia didn't answer for me. I was like, oh my God, I missed her call. So I called her last night when I got in though, and which was late. And she was up. That was I called her from the game because they had called me, and I called them from the game. And it was about 9 o'clock then. And I said, what you still doing up this late? But anyway, I had a good time last night, for real. I didn't want to go, though. I was like, man, I do not feel like driving to Atlanta in this traffic. Surprisingly enough, there was no traffic going to Atlanta. It was crazy. We had more traffic coming home at 11 o'clock last night than we had going. Last night, coming home was a lot of traffic because they had two lanes on 85 closed, so that was just like backed up. But going was surprisingly very smooth. Like, we didn't hit any traffic really, and it was very minimal. Till we got all the way down by the exit for the stadium. Like downtown, like right midtown, where all the traffic kind of just stops. It's right there. But still in all, we got down there in good time. Because, they opened the doors about 6:15. We got down there right at 6:15. So it took us about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes to actually get to the stadium, which is pretty cool. Because once we got there, we had food, and then we just kind of hung out and, people watched and all that good stuff. But it was a good game. So, yeah, Atlanta went in halftime, 15 down. I think it might have been 17. I think it was 15, though. Came out hot to death. Trey Young was popping them threes. I think he had about 50 points by the time the game was over. He killed it. Like, I was like, oh my, and I thought for sure, and it's so crazy, right? It was thousands of people there, right? And it was so quiet. And I said to my husband, man, this is not like the football games. You got thousands of people at a football game. The stadium is turned up. At the basketball games, and that's like our third or fourth time going, every time we go, it's really quiet to have so many people. It's like they're concentrating. Like they're on the field playing basketball. Like they're quiet. They have to say, make some noise. I'm like, really? Football? Not so. Football be off the chain. All right, let's go ahead and get on with the show. Today is Talk Business Tuesday, so I'm going to give you some news, horoscopes, news, national days, and then come back at the second half. We're going to talk business. We're going to talk about, should you start your own digital magazine, and if so, what's the process for that? And I could talk about that because I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm going to chat with you about starting your own magazine. And a pretty simple process for doing it, and not even just making it digital. If you really want to have print in your hand, you can do that, and I'll talk about that too. I am relaunching I recently relaunched Noisemaker Magazine, which is my magazine. I did a few issues a couple of years ago, and I kind of put it on the back burner when all the COVID stuff happened because I wasn't feeling inspired to do anything. Now I'm overly inspired, and I'm just trying to manage it all. So I recently relaunched Noisemaker Magazine, and so I'm going to talk to you about that process, and it's pretty cool actually. Every time I do an issue, it's like writing a book, right? When you write your first book, and I've written 7, when you write your first book, it's like, oh my God, I just gave birth. So the magazine is like that for me. Every issue gives me an opportunity to talk about something new. And so, I got a lot going on. I got this whole metaverse stuff going on. I got NFT. I'm adding new layers to the company where I can even offer entrepreneurs even more exposure for their business and high-tech exposure, which is exciting. And so every time I do that, it just makes it a lot of fun. Now it puts a lot of pressure on me. I ain't gonna lie. But it keeps me on my toes and it keeps me hungry. And so I'm going to talk about the magazine world when I get back. I'm on the second half of the show, which is around 10:30ish. So if you can't stick it out through the first part of the show, be sure to tune in to the second part of the show if you want to know about magazine publishing and how to start your own. Okay? So today is Tuesday, March the 15th. It's also National World Social Work Day, National Equal Pay Day, National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. That's a day. Like, really? National Kansas Day, National Parasaline Day, National Shoe the World. Shoe, like SHOE. I have no idea what that means. National Shoe doesn't mean I have to go out and buy me some shoes. Going to this gala, I have no shoes. I don't have because I got shoes that I can't walk in because they hurt my leg. Not my foot, my leg. Because I'm not used to walking in heels because I'm a home worker. When you work from home, you just rarely dress up. Like, there's no need for me to put on a heel and dress up. So because I'm not really used to wearing heels anymore, anytime I put on a heel, my feet are killing me. And I had this one shoe that I loved that I wore with everything because it was my special shoe, and I've worn it out. I can't even salvage it anymore. It was a good shoe. It was a good walking shoe. It's gone. Now I have to go out and buy shoes. So today is National Shoe the World Day. I'm going to have to go out and shoe me some shoes. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get on with the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Michael Thyssen for today, March the 15th. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Tempers will mount if you're too pushy at work or at home. Close deals that have been up in the air and move on to new ones that appear to be profitable. You're best to avoid disputes. Listen, I know you're going to get mad, but just avoid it. Just if you can avoid the dispute at all costs, here's what's going to happen. It brings down your energy. You feel bad all day long. The person that you're mad at is mad at you. Just, if you can avoid it, just walk away. Sometimes the best thing to do is just walk away. I know you want to get the last word in. Sometimes the last word does not make you happy. It makes you even more miserable in the end. I'm just trying to help somebody out today. Taurus, you should follow through on educational endeavors you have wanted to pursue for some time. Don't hesitate to voice your opinions when it comes to matters pertaining to work. You will find that money could slip through your fingers. Ooh, close your hand, Taurus. If you don't want that money to slip through your fingers, close your hand. Now, don't close them too tight, because if you close them too tight, nothing can get in, nothing can get out. Close them just enough to keep the money in your hand so it doesn't slip through your fingers, okay? In the meantime, if you've been thinking about going back to school for something, by all means do. Go ahead. Now, here's what I won't say do. Do not get in debt for a degree. Let me say that again. Do not get in debt for a degree. I know some people will beg to differ now, unless you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that requires you to have that type of education. Okay, I get it. But if it's just something that you want to learn and you just feel like, don't. You don't need a master's to do anything in business. You really don't. You need to master business. That's what you need to do. Start a business, master that business. Now you got a master's in business. So I get it. A lot of people want the titles behind their name. It means something to somebody. Not a lot of folks these days. Not a lot of people. But to somebody, the titles mean something. So if you're not going for a very specific type of career that requires you to have a degree, like a doctor or a lawyer or whatever else that requires you to have a degree, okay, then you just think about that. There's so many places for you to go get your education. You can go to udacity.com and get nano degrees. They're just as powerful depending on what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to go into the tech space, you don't need a degree per se. You just don't. You just need to know how to do tech, like the tech that you're interested in. Listen, I know somebody want to kick my head in behind, but it's the truth. Ask a lot of people that have degrees, how often do they use that degree? I'm just saying the truth. All right. Gemini, you may be sensitive concerning friends and their situations. You are best not to confront situations that deal with in-laws or relatives. Depression may put a damper on your day. All right, Gemini, if you are feeling depressed, a little down and out, take a minute to woosah. I know that sounds cliche, but really take a minute to sit with yourself and be still, right? and try to get to the root of what's making you depressed. Depression can be overcome, and I know some people will beg to differ with that too. But I think when you figure out why you're depressed and you handle that thing, not the depression, the thing that's making you depressed. Are you depressed because you feel like your life is empty? Then find some way to fill it up with joy. Are you depressed because your money situation is bad? Then find a way to make some more money. What you can't do is lean on excuses. That's what you can't do. And if none of that stuff works, consult a professional. Get the help you need. If they tell you, you know what, now I'm not saying this, but if they tell you you need something medically, some kind of medication to help you, if that's going to help you have a good life and conquer depression, then do that. But I would say spend some time meditating, getting to know yourself, reading about how to make yourself stronger, and do those things. If that doesn't work, then consult a professional. Cancer. Take time to make physical improvement. Gemini, by no means am I a professional when it comes to mental health. None at all. I'm just offering up some suggestions, right? And you can take those suggestions and do with them as you please. This is not medical advice that I'm giving. This is a suggestion. That's all. No medical advice here because I'm so far from a doctor. I mean, so far. Like all the way to the other side of the world far. So don't take this as advice. Only suggestions. Cancer. Take time to make physical improvements that will enhance your appearance. Organize your day well if you wish to accomplish all you set out to do. Your hard work and dedication will pay off. So stick to your guns and do your job well. Folks are watching you, Cancer. I tell you this all the time, people. People are watching you even when you think they're not. So your hard work and dedication, it's going to pay off. I know right now you're feeling like nothing is working. Nothing is going the way it's supposed to. Like the job you wanted is not coming through. The promotion you wanted, they gave it to somebody else. They're watching you. They have something better planned for you. Just stick to your guns and do your job well. If that's what you want to do, stick with it. People are always watching. They're watching you even if they don't say a word. I know folks watch me. I know they do. Because here's the thing. I'll hear them say later, I saw you. I heard you. Oh, my God. Or they may say, hey, so you that lady, right? Yep, I'm that lady. I'm the podcast lady. Yep, you're a fairy pod mother. That is I. Leo, don't be disappointed if you don't get your way emotionally. Don't reveal any personal details. If you are not ready, think about going into business for yourself. All right, now listen here. You know this is my topic. We're going to talk about this on the other side of the hour here at about 10:30ish. Business can be beautiful. Let me say that. So, Leo, if you're thinking about it, don't go after the money. Go after the dream, and then the money is going to come. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but it's the truth. Because here's what I've learned over my 25 years of chasing money. When I'm focused on the thing I love, I'm happiest. And money shows up in all different kind of ways. When I'm chasing money, I'm miserable. And money still shows up, but I'm miserable. I would choose happy every day and doing something that I love every day. Because I've done money and misery. It doesn't work for me. It stresses me out. It makes me sick. It makes me procrastinate. All of those things. I get up every morning. I talk to you guys. And then I go off and I do work. I have clients that I help. And that makes me happy. So, Leo, I would say think about starting your business. But think about doing something that's going to make you happy. I get it. Somebody would beg to differ. They would say, think about a business going to give you growth. I get that too. But if you want to be happy in business, do a happy business. If you want to make a ton of money and be miserable, then do that. I'm choosing happy. What do you choose? Virgo. You can come into money, however, perhaps not under the best circumstances. Ooh, I hate to hear that. Depression may put a damper on your day. You need to make things better. You know, Virgo, I hate to hear when they say you can come into money, but it may not be under the best circumstances. The first thing always pops into my mind is somebody died and left you something. And I, be grateful because they didn't have to leave you anything. But I hope it's in a good way. I hope it's under the best circumstances for you. On the flip side, depression, I don't know what to tell you guys. If you're really feeling depressed, do your best, right? Do your best to spend some time with yourself and ask yourself, what's making me depressed, right? And if it's things that you can actually fix, then work really hard on fixing those things because you can fix a lot of the things that make you depressed. Some people have a chemical imbalance, right? And that could be fixed too with the proper food probably and the proper supplements and maybe even help from a doctor. But you got to start working on the issue. You can't sit in depression and just sit there because it doesn't go anywhere when you do that. You got to get to the root of the problem and then you got to manage it. All right, I'm going to a song. Right, I'll be right back after the song and bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
Time goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Are you still loving the game? I know I don't. You cast your spell and I went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free, set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free. Made a promise to myself, this time I will keep it. Where there's a will, yeah, there's a way. With every smile, with every tear, I know I will make it. I'm gonna see a brighter day. Oh, 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 oh. A brighter day, a brighter day. Oh, a brighter day. Time goes by and yet I wonder, why do we put each other through hell? Why can't we just get over ourselves? I know I should. You cast your spell and I went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. Yeah, so I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Yeah, made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free, set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, oh, right, yeah, yeah. Oh, made a promise to myself, this time I will keep it. Where there's a will, yeah, there's a way. With every smile, with every tear, I know I will make it. I'm gonna see a brighter day, brighter day.
Welcome back. You know what's crazy, right? So I key my songs up in my playlist before I start the show. I don't know. I just kind of go off what I should be feeling. I felt like that was a perfect song after I just talked about two of the horoscopes that had depression attached to them. So that was kind of freaky for me. I was like, oh, that's the perfect. They were already keyed up. Because the way my studio is set up, my production studio is set up, I have to key up my songs first, and then I go back and set everything up for the show. So the songs are already ready to play when I key them up. So I thought that was pretty interesting that was the best song to come up after the two horoscopes about depression. It's going to be a brighter day, y'all. All right, this is your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. We'll pick it up with Libra. Enjoy some socializing today. You need to concentrate on your business ventures more than on your relationship today. You will gain a lot if you listen. All right, now listen. Let me just say this, Libra. You do need to concentrate on your business, but make sure that even though you're not concentrating on the relationship, the person you're in the relationship understands what you're doing. Because you don't want to totally ignore that person and make them feel like they're not wanted, that they're being taken for granted, that the business comes first. You want to make sure they understand, hey, love you, but this is what I got to do right now. I'll get back with you in a second. All right? They need to know that. So I get it. Concentrate on your business ventures more than on your relationship today. No, I would say let that person know why you're doing what you're doing. That's important. I'm just saying, okay, Michael, you and I kind of disagree on that a little bit, and that's fine. That's me living in the business world for 25 years. Scorpio, be quiet about your intentions or ideas that might bring added cash. Okay, be quiet. Don't expect new acquaintances to be completely honest about themselves. You will meet potential new mates through friends or relatives. Okay, you got a lot going on, Scorpio. You got these big ideas that you can't share with anybody right now because it's going to bring you some extra money. Yes, keep it to yourself because you know you got people out there who will try to steal your ideas. I'm not trying to make you afraid. I'm just saying right now you shouldn't say anything. And somebody, and this is why, because somebody in your circle is not completely honest with you. They're probably out there searching for your ideas. In the meantime, you will meet a new potential mate through friends and relatives. Check them out. Listen, get a reference from their friends and relatives. Don't just look at them. Oh, they cute. Hey, you know him? Who that? You know her? Who that? How is she? What's the family like? What you know about it? Get the 411 first. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to help you out, Scorpio. Sagittarius, social activities should be on your agenda. Don't believe everything you hear. You need to be around friends and families. Socialize. Get out the house, Sagittarius. I know you are that person who likes to stay to yourself. I get it. You don't like a lot of folks, but you need to get out and socialize a little bit. Get around your friends and family. Have some fun. I'm looking forward to going home. And when I say home, I mean Albany, Georgia. I'm looking forward because I haven't been there since Thanksgiving, and I do enjoy going, and I'm so happy that I live close now that I can just jump in my car and drive. That's a good thing. Capricorn, property investment, insurance, taxes, or inheritance should bring you financial gains. You can spend a passionate evening with someone you cherish if you make your plans early. Be courteous if you wish to avoid major delays. All right, you got a lot of good stuff going on there. Somebody left you some money, Capricorn. Yes, they thought so much of you to leave you some money. Or you could have just made some great investments, right? Or it's still tax season. You could be getting your tax money. Whatever you do with that money, invest it wisely. And in the meantime, spend some passionate time with the one you cherish. But you got to make plans early. That person can't do spur of the moment on the fly. They can't do it. You got to make plans early. Plan early. Aquarius, sudden changes at home will affect family members more than you anticipated. You will earn recognition for your work you are doing. Be cautious who you deal with financially. Yes, be real cautious. If you don't know that person, do your due diligence. Even if you know them, check them out. Check out the background. Check out the business dealings. Check them out. Because you don't want to get stuck losing a whole bunch of money or losing any money for that matter. So do your due diligence, Aquarius. Don't just go in there willy-nilly because it sounds good. Because everything that sounds good is not good. Let me say that again. Everything that sounds good is not good. So do your financial due diligence, okay? Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, your questions will help you ferret out secret information. You must make them stand on their own 2 feet regardless of how much you want to make things better for them. Avoid too much discourse with colleagues today. Listen, I'm so tired from going to the game. I probably won't have any discourse with anybody. And I don't know who I'm supposed to make stand on their own 2 feet because pretty much everybody, I don't know about you, fish. Everybody that I'm surrounded by, they pretty much stand on their own 2 feet right now. Right? That's all. Now, as far as getting to the questions, ferret the questions to get the secret information. I got to figure out who I'm trying to get information from. And why is it a secret? I don't know about you. Why is it a secret? And who am I trying to ferret out this information from? Good questions. Ask good questions. Okay? Okay. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m., God willing, to bring you more horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thodson. Now let's get on with some news that you can use. Well, it looked like the gas of oil has gone down a bit, 8%, which means that we should see a decrease in our gas prices. I don't know about you, but gas prices right now in Georgia is around $4.19. And so if it goes down 19 cents, that's a blessing. I mean, not a big blessing, but definitely a blessing. They said the price of oil went down below $100 a barrel yesterday, unwinding a significant chunk of the recent spike caused by Russia's invading Ukraine. So oil plunged to more than 8%, touching a low of 99.76%. So it dropped down for us like 24 cents. That's what the price is. Now, does that mean it's going to be a 24-cent drop for us? I don't know how that works. I have no idea. But any kind of gas price drop is good. We passed by, my husband and I were driving, and we passed by Sam's Club, right? Sam's Club was, the line to get gas was in the street. It was like, what the what? That's my granddaughter said, what the what? Because she, kids pick up everything you say. So the teacher said, what the something, and she heard it. And my daughter like, where you get that from? She said, she called the teacher names like, what? So she don't say it. Now, what's crazy is, she knows, 3 years old, she knows how to use the words in context. And so every now and again, she'll slip like, don't say that, mommy's going to get you. Right? But she said she heard her teacher say it. So now she'll look and she see something. She's like, what the what? So that's our new thing. Because you have to watch kids. Out the mouths of babes, yeah, you got to watch them. They have no filter. And they whatever you say, they say. And they listen to how you use it, and they use it. And so when they hear something that sounds, listen, I don't know about all little kids, but my granddaughter is smart. And we have to be very limited about what we say because she's very smart and she knows how to pick up stuff. So we say, what the what? What the what? Anyway, if oil prices stay at the current levels, the national average price for regular gasoline would likely dip to about 20 cents, which is good. So right now we're right around, I saw $4.19 yesterday on my way home. So we're right around $4.19. So that'll put us at $3.99 a gallon. So let's hope it keeps dropping because it's about to warm up and people want to move about. So that whole $4.50 a gallon, that ain't working for us. You know what I'm saying? It's not working. All right. So there was a lot going on when we got our new tax commissioner around the fact that she wanted to get more money for the work that she was doing, and of course, as soon as she did that, some political parties decided, nope, it's not going to happen. And so they started to block her from what she was trying to do, which was add more money to her paycheck based on the work that she was doing. And so now they're saying that this week, the bill to cap the tax commissioner's fees unanimously passed the Georgia House. A bipartisan bill that would cap the personal fees that county tax commissioner can earn for collecting taxes were referred last week to the Georgia Senate committee after unanimously passing the House. House Bill 1280 would set the terms for negotiating such contracts and would give all counties, cities, and tax commissioners equal bargaining power in negotiating contracts for collections on behalf of cities. The bill caps personal fees earned by the county tax commissioners for city collections at half their statutory minimum salary. So I think what she was going to get was going to be a lot more. And, they were like, no. First, she was a black woman. They say it's not always racial. It is. It is because none of these things happen until African Americans get in this seat in these spaces. Then it becomes a problem. Like it's happening all along. And the minute one of us get in there, it's a problem. So listen, I'm just saying what the truth is. And the truth is what it is. Anyway. It says tax commissioners in counties with 500,000 or more residents currently earn a minimum of $135,000 under the state law. If House Bill 1280 becomes a law, their income from all city contracts would be capped at a total of $6,750. What? Counties with fewer residents have lower minimum salaries and would have a lower cap. So right now, that person making with a county of 500,000 making about 135, it's gonna go to half of that. That is crazy. That sounds crazy to me. I don't know about that. It says now listen. It says I don't quite understand that. Let me see. The total will be $6,750. Maybe that's extra. It can't be like half the pay. It must be extra. Anyway, you want to read that whole thing? Go over and check it out. It's at ajc.com. It says Gwinnett County Commission Chairwoman Nicole Love Hendricks has praised the bill, as did District Commissioner Kirkland Cardine. So maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. You go read it. It's at ajc.com. You read it because maybe I'm not reading it right. But if our commissioner praised it, it must be all right. I'm just saying. Okay, Buford students attack cybersecurity. Listen, they need to attack it because they need to understand this technology. Buford High School STEM teacher Autumn Sutton has students who think they are playing a puzzle, taking on challenges, when in fact, many are prepping for what may be the future careers in cybersecurity. Let me tell y'all something. That's a good field to go into because everything is going. I know people hate to hear this, but listen, we use so much technology right now. It's crazy. We're only going to use more. When I think about space movies, I watched a movie yesterday and I thought it was really good. It was called The Adam Project. I was waiting to go. I was waiting for my husband to come home so we can go to the basketball game. So I took a break and I watched a movie. And I said, I'm gonna watch a movie. Gives me time to wait for him to come. It was called The Adam Project, right? And I know you look at that stuff, you think, oh, that could never happen. But just look at where we are. We got cars that drive themselves, cars that fly in the sky. We got microwaves that heat up stuff really quick. We got cell phones that we walk and carry with, which is also little computers in your pocket. We got people putting stuff inside your head so your brain. Listen, I was watching something the other day. God, what was I watching? The guy had a microchip put in his hand. Listen to this, y'all. This is real. He had a microchip put in his hand, and when he go home, all he do is wave his hand in front of the door, and the door unlocks. No keys. He went home. He had a secret drawer in his house on a desk. He waved his hand across the desk, and the drawer popped open. It opened the door. All his passwords are stored on this microchip in his hand. I know that sounds it was crazy. It's happening. So we need to understand how to navigate the technology. So these kids are learning about cybersecurity. They need to, because you're gonna have. I don't know about getting no chip implanted in my hand. I think about the Bible and that don't be. But I'm just saying, some people getting neural links put in their head, right? And you're not digging in my head, putting in anything. I'm just saying. Now I'm saying that now, but there may come a point where I have to get it done. But right now, they can put neural links in your head to make your hand. It's like the technology is not going anywhere. So I personally love what Buford High School STEM is doing. You say, right now these kids think cybersecurity is cool, which it probably is. It's like hacking, right? You want to learn how to hack something, you learn the security side of it. That's how you learn how to hack, right? It's like a puzzle. And that's what makes these hackers so excited, because they sit there and they have these brains that work like that, and they want to learn how to break stuff up and tear it down. So right now with Buford High School, they're learning about cybersecurity, which is a great field to go in. They said we have almost 600,000 unfilled cybersecurity jobs in the country, and more than 21,000 just in Georgia alone. 600,000 in the country, and just 21,000 in Georgia alone. Now here's the crazy part about that. Those jobs you probably can work pretty much from anywhere. Pretty much anywhere. So these kids are getting a head start, and some of them may say, I don't want to go to college. I like this right here. I want to keep doing it. Yeah. Buford High School received a $15,000 grant for registering 390 students, the most of any district in the state in this program. Beautiful. Cyber Smart America. There you go. I'm just saying that's a great place to be in. Tech is not going anywhere, and I get it. Y'all don't want to admit. Y'all don't want to think y'all don't want to think it's not, but it's not going anywhere. You need to be on the cutting edge. If not, you need to know somebody on the cutting edge so they can help you get on the cutting edge, or make sure that you are on the cutting edge. You know what I'm saying? Blue and yellow lights illuminating Duluth City Hall aren't merely decorations. The Gwinnett city is showing its support for Ukraine and the European nation invaded by Russia by showing the war-torn country's colors, which are blue and yellow. Duluth has a personal connection to the country. One of their city employees is from Ukraine. I used to work with this lady from Ukraine. Her name was Eugenia. We called her Jenny. Yeah. Alex Matsoda, a maintenance technician from Kyiv, the nation's capital. Matsoda moved to Duluth in 1998 and has worked for the city for 9 years. So my heart still goes out. Someone brought it to my attention yesterday. I thought this was pretty interesting. They said, Audrey, people are suffering on both sides of this war, on the Russia side and on the Ukrainian side. And I hadn't thought about the Russia side, honestly. I just thought about the people that were just getting decimated in Ukraine. But there were people probably on the Russia side who knew that this war was horrible, and they did not agree with it. And so that person I was talking to made me understand it's pain on both sides. I'm sure there were people who, just like over here in the U.S., there were people that said, what? Why? What is it for? Like, what's the reason? That was me. So yeah, we have prayers going out to the families, and hopefully hopefully, it all gets solved soon. And I pray for the people that are being affected. And let's just all keep them in prayer, y'all. Right? All keep them in prayer because, prayer changes things, and you just never know. I'm just gonna leave it right there. All right, I'm gonna go to the song. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk business because it is Talk Business Tuesday. We're gonna talk about why you should launch a digital magazine and what's the process and what does that look like. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after this song.
First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close and my heart fills up with butterflies, and then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies, and then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break my heart. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. And today is Talk Business Tuesday, so I'm gonna talk to you about starting your own magazine. So I've been publishing for a very long time. I think I started publishing. I've been book publishing since '98. Periodical publishing since 2003. So I launched a newspaper called Women in Business Today, and I ran that newspaper I think for 3 or 4 years. It was a lot of work, just like publishing is. But back then it was just me doing everything. It's pretty much the same as now. Me doing everything. Then in 2006, I launched my first magazine, and that was pretty cool. But I didn't keep it going. It was called Sister Inc. And so I stopped publishing because I was like, okay, publishing industry was dying. I didn't know how to convert to digital. And so I kind of stopped publishing. Then a couple years ago, I thought about doing it again when I launched Noise in 2018. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to launch a magazine to go along with Noise Media Network, because Noise Media Network, which is my parent company of Good Morning Gwinnett, is a marketing and media company. And the goal of the company is help entrepreneurs get exposure for their business. And so I started saying, okay, well, I'm going to launch a magazine because that's even more exposure. So now we got podcasting, we got TV, we got magazines, and now I'm adding augmented reality to it, which is, I'm excited about that because that's very high tech. So I launched the Noisemaker magazine. I launched 3 test issues, and they turned out really well. And so I recently decided to relaunch the magazine, and I wanted to tell you why. One reason why is because I have a marketing company, and I understand that most of the time small business owners just don't have the time to do marketing for them. So if I can help them market their business, then that's what I could do. So I do the things that I love. Like I love magazines. Anybody that know me know I love magazines. I have a ton of magazines in my house that I read all the time. I don't read a lot of digital stuff. I'm a print person. So if I'm reading something digital, it's because there's no print available. But what it does for you as a business owner, it helps you get credibility in your space, right? It gives you another outlet to promote what you're doing. It also helps you help your clients. So if you are, even if it's a small, it doesn't have to be a full-blown news magazine. I think the one I just did was 16 pages, very small. But when you print it out, it's nice. The paperwork is nice. I mean, the texture of the paper is nice. It's a nice marketing tool to give out to people. And so, you may be saying, well, why would I want to do that? Well, it's going to help you grow your business. Now, I will say this. It takes a lot of work, especially if you're the only one running it, if you're the only one trying to get the articles, if you're the only one laying it out. Now, on the flip side of that, you can still launch a magazine and you can have people help you. Like you can hire people from Upworks and Fiverr to help you lay the magazine. There are people on Fiverr that will lay out your entire magazine. You got to pay them. But the prices for these type of things these days are just nothing compared to when I first started. When I first started publishing in the industry, to get a magazine done, I mean, you talking about tens of thousands of dollars. Now, you probably can get somebody to lay out a magazine, like a 16, 24-page magazine for a few $100s, which would take a lot of the pressure off of you, but it also gives you it gives you the credibility that you're looking for, right? So you can just think about that for a second. I mean, whether you do music, if you're a music teacher, you might want to lay out a magazine. If you are a coach, you may want to lay out a magazine. If you are a marketing specialist, you may want to lay out a magazine. To do it right now, people would do it for hardly any money. And it's because it's so many. It's so many graphic artists out there right now. You could just pay them and they'll just lay it out. And you don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. Now, if you say I want to do it all myself, then you could do that. But for the most part, you don't have to, And that's a good thing. Like, you can bring your team on. You can find people to write all the articles for your magazine. You can send them all the information. I'm telling you, it's amazing what you can do right now. It's just amazing what you can do with the technology, with the talent that's out there. And here's the other thing. You may be saying, well, I know it's going to cost a lot to print. It may cost you a lot depending on which way you decide to go. So for me, I do print on demand. Like, you can get the free digital copy, and if you want the printed copy, you can buy it on demand. I don't print anything. The company prints it, it ships it, it sends me a royalty check. Love it. It makes sense for me because I don't have time to print. I did this before. When I had my newspaper, I did all the layout. I found all the stories. Now, I didn't write all the stories, but there are a lot of articles out there that on the market where people can just, send me the stories. They would send me the stories. I would put them in the newspaper, lay the newspaper out, and then I would send the newspaper to the printer. I would go pick the newspaper up from the printer, and then we would distribute the newspaper at all of the drop-off spots. It was a free publication. That was a lot of work. I had to do all of that. That was too much. I don't want to do that anymore, so I don't do that. So I use a company called MagCloud. I lay the magazine out the way I want to, put the stories in there, gather all my information, lay the content out, and pretty soon I'm going to turn it over to somebody else, so I don't have to do that either. So I can make sure the magazine goes out on a regular, consistent basis. But now I lay everything out. I go put it over I go drop it over in MagCloud. It's digitally, it's free. I share the links with people for free. If they wanted printed copies, they go buy the printed copies. MagCloud will print it and send it to you. If I want printed copy as a publisher, I get the publisher rate. So you get the publisher's rate. I get the publisher's rate. I buy copies, and it's a good tool to hand out when you're outside marketing. Like when you're out networking, it's kind of cool to hand you a magazine. Yeah, this is a magazine that I published. Pretty darn cool. So, and it helps my clients. So right now, this issue that we have coming that's out right now is talking about the Greater East Side Chamber, where I sit as a board member, and it's talking about the new vision for the chamber. And so now moving forward, we get those printed out. We give them out to chamber members. We give them out to potential chamber members. Now they got a magazine in their hands. They can read about the vision for the chamber. They can read some stuff about marketing. It's a win-win for everybody. So, that's why I think it's important. Magazines can be important. Now, you may say that doesn't fit into my business plan, and it may not, but it could. And it doesn't have to be 18 pages, 16 pages. You can have a 4-page newsletter. Same thing. Get it done. When you're out there networking, pass it out. Now people, oh my, and not just about you, about your clients, because that's what draw people to you. How do I get in this magazine? You become my client. That's how people get in the magazine. They become clients. They either become a client of the Greater East Side Chamber, or they become a client of mine. When you become a client, I put it in the magazine. When I'm out networking, I share the magazine. The magazine is shared online. So that's how you become a client. That's how you get in the magazine. So that's just something to think about. And it's a great way for you to build credibility in your space. Yes, it can be time consuming. I'm not going to lie. But that's why you go to Upworks and places like Fiverr to find the best talent who can do it on a shoestring budget for you, make it look beautiful, and you just upload it to whatever platform you decide to upload to and get it printed. Now, there are other companies out there that will handle the whole process for you, starting at about $7,500. That includes printing and mailing your copies. They will do everything for you. If you got that type of budget, go for it. It's only going to add to your bottom line as far as, bringing in more clients. But if you don't have that type of budget, leverage these tools that I'm telling you. Fiverr to find people to write articles, Fiverr to find somebody to lay out the articles, and a MagCloud or Lucid Press to distribute the magazine, print and distribute the magazine, both digitally and print. So that's the process. You can use it if it helps you. If not, toss it in the garbage. But that's something that I'm doing, and it helps me move the business forward. It helps me help my clients move their business forward because they don't have a lot of time to focus on marketing, which is what I do. So that's a good thing. All right. Okay, I'm going to my last song. Then I'm going to come back and give you my word of inspiration for the day. And then I'm shutting the doors. All right. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after this song.
Tell me if I got it wrong, but you don't want to be alone. Spend the evening by yourself, but you'll miss me when it's getting late. Got it all, babe. Save arms when you're ready. I'm here when you need me. I'm yours if you'll let me. Got it all, babe. Save arms when you're ready. I'm here when you need me. I'm yours if you let go, boy. Loving is a safe card. You don't have to play hard. Love and let go, boy. You don't have to play smart. We can take it slow. You know it. Every time it's a blessing, and I know we can take it to the next level. If you let go, boy, you don't have to play smart. We can take it slow. You know it. Go ahead and tell your friends. Talk it out, but it won't end. You are never true to heart. You need me when it's getting dark. Got it all, babe. Save arms when you're ready. I'm here when you need me. I'm yours if you let me. Got it all, babe. Save arms when you're ready. I'm here when you need me. I'm yours if you let go, boy. Loving is a safe card. You don't have to play hard. Love and let go, boy. You don't have to play smart. We can take it slow. You know it. Every time it's a blessing, and I know we can take it to the next level.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today, but I want to give you a word of inspiration, and this is a real good word. So here goes. It says, until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value your time, you will not do anything with it. Let me say it again. Until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value your time, you won't do anything with it. M. Scott said that, and that person was absolutely right. If you find yourself struggling, like, I don't know what to do, I'm just kind of laying around, I'm confused, that means you really don't value yourself. Because when you value yourself, you value your time. And when you value your time, you do something with it. So you got to ask yourself, am I valuing myself? Do I have self-worth? And that's a big question for a lot of people. I question it sometimes. I even question it recently. I'm working on a project right now, and there was a message that came to me that kind of stunned me a little bit. And I had to think about that for a second. Then I had to put my big girl panties on, which I try not to do a lot, because when I do that, then the other Audrey come out. The real boss Audrey. Like right now, I'm the kitten Audrey. I'm the kitten boss Audrey. But when I have to put my big girl panties on, I'm the big girl Audrey. And she ain't all that cool. Not when you kind of step on her toes. So I felt like I had to put my big girl panties on and show that, you know what, I have self-worth. And you need to answer my questions. And I need to get the answers that I want. Otherwise, I can fall back. So, sometimes you have to do that. Because you have to let people know that I value myself. And when you do that, some people call it cocky. Some people call it the what they call us? The mean black woman. What they call us? Angry black woman. That kind of nonsense. No, it's because people don't know our worth, and we're not showing it to them. And so sometimes you have to show people that you're worth what you're worth, and that your time is valuable. And if you can't just spend time doing things that helps them and not yourself. And here's the thing. People will use you up if you let them. Let me say that again. People will use you and your talents up if you let them. And here's why you let them. Because you don't know your self-worth. You don't know your self-worth. When you know your self-worth, you don't let people use you up. You just don't. You say no. I say that all the time. I remember saying no to somebody. My brother said, "Oh my God, you're so mean." It's like, no, I'm not mean, but I know my self-worth. And I had to learn what that was. And it took me years to discover what it was. I'm talking about years, y'all. It took me years to discover my self-worth. And that's what you got to do. Know your self-worth. And when you know your self-worth, you will value you and people will value you. They won't try to get over on you. They won't try to... Because here's the thing. When you let them know, I don't need this, I can walk away. Because you know your self-worth. When you let them know I'm desperate, I need this, then they do what they want to do. I'm just saying. And that's not angry black woman syndrome. That's the real, I know my freaking self-worth. That's what that is. That's what you need to do. That's all I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. Listen, if you like this episode of the show, be sure to subscribe to the show by going to goodmorninggwinnett.com. You can also listen to past episodes there. If you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episode and give it 5 stars and subscribe to the show there as well. If you want to support this show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to support the show. You can do that by purchasing a book, a t-shirt, a mug, advertisement, a listing in the directory. Pick something. It's all right there on Good Morning Gwinnett. Pick something, and whatever you decide is going to help support the show. Also, be sure to connect with me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett and on LinkedIn on the Noise Media Network, though. Noise Media, that's me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn on the Noise Media. Also, connect with me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. Connect with me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett, the number 1. I'll be back again at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.